Good morning, Judy here from Thistledew Creations. Today I'm doing a swap box up for Tricia McDonald from St. Thomas, Ontario. She made a comment, I think, in one of my videos that she was interested in swapping. And so we got chatting on Messenger and decided on a small box swap. So I'm just going to get it packed up today before I go to work. I just thought I'd show you what I'm sending her. So this is very similar to the swap box that I did for Wanda when I returned her Easter journal, but not identical. So I've got some pieces of lace, some sari silk, some pieces out of an old tablecloth that I cut up, more pieces from that same cloth, and then some of the edging. This is from a different table runner. Some muslin that had a stamped pattern on it. I think it was for embroidery or candle wicking or something. Some daisy ribbon or lace, whatever you want to call it. Piece of that tea towel with the mason jars, and it's just so stained up I didn't want to use it in my kitchen anymore. It's clean, but just stained, so I thought maybe with some coffee dyeing it would be even more desirable. I should have just done it, but I didn't. And then this piece is ripped out of some old piece of clothing, I believe, but I don't really remember what, but it has a really interesting texture. And then another torn fabric strip of green. And then a quarter of a little tea tablecloth of Battenberg lace that has been coffee dyed. And then a scrap fabric upholstery sample, a scrap of an old quilt, piece of t-shirt yarn, more upholstery samples, and then a little piece of Grandma's Garden hexie flower. My mom pieced that. It's kind of hard to pass up, but I realize I'm not going to use them. So more fabric upholstery samples, a piece of a men's shirt, a piece of the Ralph Lauren what would you call it? It wasn't a tea towel, it was a napkin, a dinner napkin. And then a piece of beautiful silk brocade, another strip. This was off of a pillowcase, and then another part of a embroidered runner or scarf, dresser scarf. And then this was out of an old sheet. I think these were from Sears. They were printed to look like gingham and rickrack, but it's just a print. And they're very sturdy. And then a piece of the chenille, beautiful lace applique, piece of purple or mauve lace, some more little doilies out of a crocheted table runner. And this is from a tablecloth, very vintage. And this is from the same tablecloth. And then a piece of this beautiful chiffon with the purple fuzzy dots on it. So that's sort of the fabric section of the swap. And then one of my little mason jar gift bags. These I got off of AliExpress, I believe, quite a while ago. I'll probably end up sticking a piece of jewelry or something in there. Actually, I've got this. This is what I'll put in there. I made this dragonfly with wire and beads. One summer I made hundreds of them. And it has a loop at the top, so you can use it as a dangle on your books, or you can use it as a thing for your rear view mirror in your car, or even a pendant as a necklace. You could use it as that. So that's kind of a special thing that I made. And then same that I gave Wanda, a few of these little collapsible cardboard boxes that are for little gifts or candies or treats. And length of this wallpaper that I got. I got it at a thrift store, I think, and I just thought it would be perfect for doing little spring and summer floral designs in a junk journal. I'm also sending off a pair of earrings from my earring line that I made. And then a whole little gift bag full of, I'm not going to go through this piece by piece, but it's basically a bunch of vintage and jewelry parts, and there's one of my tassels, some crocheted copper wire with beads that I did, a whole bunch of basically junk jewelry that you can use in your crafting. You can also probably find ways to use some of it just to wear. Some of it's not broken. And then I've got a little bag that I decorated with some about 5 or 6 postcards, vintage postcards in it. And then another little envelope that I made. This is, I think it was the butcher's paper, because I'm thinking this was napkin. It sure looks like a napkin that I have. And then I must have put more paper on the inside of it. And then I just made it into a little envelope, and I've put a few different types of cards in there. They're not playing cards. Well, Old Maid is a playing card, I guess, but they're just from different games and tarot and things like that. So just assorted little cards that you can use or decorate. And then a book cover, which was Problems of French something. And so I just used the cover to contain these papers, and then you can collage on the cover and use it to create a junk journal if you want to. And inside of it, we just have a similar assortment to what I sent Wanda. We've got some paper with lines that you can use in your journals or on the backs of cards. And then these adorable little vintage note papers. They did have matching envelopes, but I've used all of them up. And then a couple of these hand mirror note pages. I've already sent these to Wanda, so they weren't in her last package. She's already got them. And this dress. These were both my mom's, and Mom's been gone for 10 years, so they've been kicking around for a while. I don't know where you'd find them now. She found them in all different places. And then this is brand new stuff from the Dollar Tree, I believe. New journal that they have. And then some different book pages. So I think this was out of one of the dictionary books. It's got some definitions and stuff. These little duck note cards. These were in a little metal tin. All these little note cards. And then part of this little tiny book, it was a book about the farm. So it's all about different types of animals. And then some more of this, I think, Peter Rabbit book. And then this one is Tom Thumb. So a little bit of a children's book, not too cartoony. And then some different birds out of a book just on birds. I think it wasn't National Geographic or something like that. And then there's another one with some hummingbird information pictures. This one was books, Heloise's Housekeeping Hints book that I tore apart to keep the cover. And then some gardening pictures, vintage ones. And then this was a book about coins. Didn't get you any pictures of coins, but there's information about coins, just general book page. And then some, ginger biscuits. I might want to keep that one. Some really old recipe book pages. A couple pages out of the book Hondo, which I'm not even sure what that is. A coloring page with red. The Black Stallion, a few pages of that, and some more dictionary pages. footprints in the sand. These are all so nicely aged around the edges. And then a Peter Mole, I'm not sure what that one, or Poor Mole, I'm not sure what book that's from. And then some stuff about Newfoundland and Labrador, that's out of a travel book. And then some more dictionary pages. These ones have a few pictures in them, which is kind of nice. The Black Stallion. And then some of the handmade paper from the traveling photo albums. And then a piece of the Daily Fry, which is parchment paper that I think I got it at a thrift store, but it was originally from Dollarama in the kitchen section. And then some pattern paper that you would, I think this is stuff you iron on, and then that leaves that design on the fabric, or I guess you could try ironing it on paper. And then a crinkled up looking, it's not crinkled, but it looks like it is, piece of paper. And then some of the drawer liner from Dollarama. And then some more computer paper. This is from a company that I buy countertops from. And this is from a company that sells faucets. I'm a kitchen designer, so I get all kinds of different papers like that. And then this is just one of those week at a glance daytimer things. Some more coloring paper. And this is very vintage, out of a music book. More about how to play. And there's some really awesome old tape on there. And then some dictionary pages, and those are just nicely protected by that book cover. I find that's a good way to send stuff like that. And then this is one of my homemade envelopes with the napkin. This one is on paper bag. So I'm going to do another session of this soon, because I have a really big box overflowing with paper bags that I need to use up. And I have found that it makes a nice sturdy envelope for sending these sort of things in the mail. So this one has some torn fabric strips of the sheets and some coffee dyed tea towel with the nice texture. It's very vintage. So I just wanted to kind of have something to put in that envelope. It's really pretty. I sent one in the mail like this the other day, full of paper napkins. And then she was asking me about where to get stuff for the Diary of an Edwardian Country Lady. And of course, I'm not ready to part with any of my books of hers, but I do have this pad of paper, which has 66 die cuts, 5 foiled papers, and 10 satin sheets, and then 5 regular sheets. So I'm sending her one of those. It'll get you started on the appropriate kind of theme. It is Edith Holden themed. It's just not the original. So I hope that you'd really like that. There is a flip through of that on another video, so that's why I'm not flipping through it. And then this is just a napkin that I made into the rice paper. I'm going to stuff that in there for a little surprise. And then just to protect it. And then this is just some ledger that I coffee dyed. And then there's some more papers here, and these ones are inside of a vintage photo cover. Having a craft-a-lanch. One of these that you can put a photo into. So in here, I've got some instructions for how to play Payday. And then I found her initials in my wood kit. I bought at a yard sale. It has all the different fonts of letters to cut out with your wood cutting tools. And then a few vintage advertisements out of magazines. And then Trivial Pursuit, Rules of Play. And then just a pretty picture of a bridge. This is, it's scored like it's supposed to fold up, like a little envelope. And then another vintage advertisement out of magazine, vintage magazine, very big old magazine. And then Vikings 1,000 Years, little flag. Certificate of authenticity for a plate. I don't know what plate it was. pansies, plate 2 in the Lena Louise basket bouquets collection. And then some different, not really vintage, but actual ephemera. And then this one is kind of vintage, old receipt. Photo card for in the photo box, a guest check, a pay thing. This, I'm not sure if how much this is worth, but you're getting it. It's 2,000 somethings. It's probably worth a lot of money or something. I don't know. I have never bothered to check. And then a library card and pocket, still attached to the book page. Someone must have just wanted to salvage them quickly. A vintage thank you card, one of those ones that folds up. Actually, it's glued. It's a folded one, but it's glued. And that's fairly old, American Greetings. Probably from the 60s or 70s, I would say. And the tape, and another Republic of Cuba, another little label, Habanos cigar label. And then this is like a money envelope, I think. A little ticket with some Chinese writing, a hospital parking ticket. I don't even know where that's from. A badge certificate. Fitzroy is a park we go to every spring and summer, for camping. How to play with these action cards. So there's some cutesy pictures on there. Some drive safe, war amps keychain things, coat room check, scratch and save from the store where I work. No longer valid. A little voucher, a little customs tag, fragile tag, a little gift tag, how to play tiddlywinks, an IGA notepad, a wine label, parcel post label, calendar, very vintage book pages out of, looks like an ailments book. This is out of a address book that I just saved some of the pretty pictures, collaged over the writing that was in it, and just kept anything where you could do more writing. Some bingo cards, a paper one and a cardstock one. A little paper doll, another little note card, a little ledger, and then some receipts, 2 pages, one of each color, and then some little ledger paper. So that's all protected by that. And then in this Beauty Tone color chip book with paint colors, I have an assortment of all my different ledger papers. Some of them are written on, and there's some big ones. That's all protected in there for you. And then last but certainly not least, there is a piano roll paper, and that's one of the best things about sending in a small swap box. You can afford to send the piano roll. I got them for $2 a piece, and I wasn't able to sell them because it cost almost $20 to ship them. So when you're already doing a swap, that's the time to ship them. So I hope that you like everything that you get. I tried to be generous and give you a good selection, and I can't wait to see what you send me. So if you like seeing hauls and swaps and crafts and all that kind of stuff, do subscribe, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.